Registered Phenomena Code 077. Object Class Beta Red. Hazard Types: Sensory Hazard. Containment Protocols. RPC-077 is to be locked in a 4x4x4 meter waterproof cube-shaped containment chamber at all times. Due to the nature of RPC-077, it must be submerged in mineral-rich liquids in order to increase the volume of it, at least 6 hours each day, so that it may not slip through possible cracks or eroded materials in its chamber and breach containment. Microphones are to be embedded in the walls of RPC-077's containment chamber for the purpose of research and experimentation. Site personnel are strictly prohibited admittance into the containment chamber of RPC-077, other than for the sole intent to perform a scheduled experiment. 2 security personnel are to be positioned in front of the containment chamber, along with another 2 security guards performing constant surveillance on the inside of RPC-077's containment chamber. While performing an experiment with RPC-077, all staff are to enter the observation deck. The observation deck has one-way glass installed, so that RPC-077 does not detect any presence other than those being tested. The Authority is to be given a detailed diagnostic on the condition of the containment chamber, and assess if repairs must be made to the containment chamber. 2000. Authorization has been given to move RPC-077 to Site-002 from Site. Diagnostics have been completed prior to the vote in order to determine the chance of more possible breaches. The percentage of a breach has dropped significantly, and preparations have been made to move RPC-077 to Site-002. 2000. RPC-077 has successfully been transferred to Site-002. Description: RPC-077 is a mass of tendons and veins that measure out to approximately 2 meters. Upon further inspection, the tendons and veins appear to be human. This form can only be seen through cameras, surveillance equipment, and/or any external devices which survey video. When looking at RPC-077 through the naked human eye, it takes the form of an elderly lady. RPC-077 is sentient, and when approaching it, it will begin to smile and gesture the person to come closer. When the person is at approximately 1 meter from it, RPC-077 will offer the person candy. If the person is to refuse, RPC-077 will stop smiling and insist that the person ingest the candy. If at this point, the person agrees to eat the candy that RPC-077 is offering, it will revert back to smiling and will open its hand to reveal assorted and wrapped hard candy. It is still unknown where RPC-077 stores the candy. As for the bare eye, it would appear as though it is pulling it out of a pocket. However, while examining this action through a camera, it appears as though it reaches into the inside of itself and pulls out a small piece of flesh. Said flesh, known as RPC-077-2, measures out to approximately 5 cm long and roughly 2 cm tall. After continuous studies, it appears as though this fleshy substance is a cognitohazard. It poses no threat until tasted, as it sends a shock to the human circulatory system, similarly to sugar being sent around the body, which cannot be regulated by homeostasis through insulin. It would appear as though this fleshy substance contains a chemical that is not treated as a dangerous substance in the body. When RPC-077 has killed its victim through the cognitohazard, it will begin to drag the body into the mass of tendons, and will prepare to eat them slowly. RPC-077 eats through chemical decomposition of the body, and does not eat for sustenance, but instead simply finds enjoyment in the act. This phase can be as short as an hour, or as long as 5 hours, depending on how large or small the person is. When documenting this stage in particular, it was noted that RPC-077 will begin to eat the deceased person by the circulatory system first, until finally decomposing the remaining pieces of the body. In groups of 2 or larger, RPC-077 does not exhibit any anomalous characteristics, and is able to eat, sleep, and hold meaningful conversations with people in order to appear as an ordinary person. RPC-077 does not require any type of body maintenance, such as sleeping, eating, or drinking. RPC-077 has the ability to run as quickly as 60 km per hour, though it rarely makes use of this trait, unless it is aware that it is able to escape. RPC-077 has shown a clear sign of aversion towards liquids of any kind. It does not, however, refuse the blood from the body of its victims. RPC-077 shows a fundamental understanding of the English language, as well as a grasp on the Pennsylvania German language. RPC-077 is able to use its veins and tendons by purposely exerting minerals out from itself, and using a newfound smaller appendages to slip through cracks and small openings in the walls. It must be noted that when RPC-077 is emerging from a wall or cracks, it can take up to several minutes, up to approximately a half an hour, and to the naked eye, the grandma appearance continuously manifests as the emergence is taking place. Discovery: RPC-077 was found in Pennsylvania, in the Amish town of… The town had approximately 3 children, and 2 women go missing. RPC-077 does not have a preferred taste for children and women, though they have been shown to talk to RPC-077 more often, and accept offers of candy more than other demographics. A rapid response team, designated Crowd Burners, was dispatched to the town, but did not find any clues. After a small conversation with the locals, they were given the green flag to set up cameras temporarily to find the culprit. After discovering that RPC-077's anomalous form could be seen through cameras, it narrowed the suspects down until eventually the town grandma was the only suspect remaining. The anomalous form of RPC-077 refers to the mass of veins and tendons, which can be seen through video format, as opposed to the old lady. The town refused to let the rapid response team take RPC-077 into questioning, though RRT units did so. RRT units were able to put RPC-077 in an armored carrier, with little to no resistance. After the capture was completed, there was no longer been a problem disappearing people in the town. The town had also been informed by the rapid response team that the missing people will likely not turn up, and are dead. It is unknown if the town knew of the anomalous properties of RPC-077, but the rapid response team did not want to show the footage captured as a matter of security for the RPC Authority. Addendum 01-AB 2000-1429 To all site personnel stationed at the containment chamber of RPC-077, please note that a catwalk is being built inside the chamber for the purpose of further experimentation and research. To prevent a containment breach, a thick 10 cm cover will be placed on top of the liquid that RPC-077 will be submerged in for the remainder of the construction. Rapid response team units will be placed around the chamber and site, as well as more intensive surveillance to ensure that a containment breach does not occur, and is more likely to happen during this renovation to the chamber. Thank you for your everlasting cooperation. Addendum 02-BB At the time of 1739, RPC-077 had breached containment and incapacitated 3 security personnel. RPC-077 was able to be lured back into the facility after it was shot with 3 on-site fire hoses filled with mineral-rich water by MST Charlie 2 firefighters. It was carried back into its containment chamber after dropping it in a 3x3 meter tank filled with water. Please take this containment breach into account when dealing with RPC-077 in the event of future breaches. Experiment Log Blue Alpha. Forward. Subject CSD-7918 has been told to walk into the containment chamber and accept the candy at RPC-077 offers. Extreme caution has been taken to ensure that RPC-077 does not breach containment by using newly constructed catwalks to allow CSD-7918 to walk into the chamber without having to open the containment chamber and risking a sudden breach. Sex: female. Age: 27. Begin log. 2000 1638 1640 CSD-7918 has entered the chamber. 1640 RPC-077 smiles and tells CSD-7918 to come closer. 1641 CSD-7918 looks at the observation deck and hesitantly walks towards RPC-077. 1642 RPC-077 offers RPC-077-2 to CSD-7918. RPC-077-2 is the official title for the flesh, or hard candy, that RPC-077 offers people near it. 1643 CSD-7918 accepts after a few seconds, and reaches out to take it. 1643 RPC-077 eats one herself, most likely to prove to CSD-7918 that it is harmless. Possibly proof to show that RPC-077 is aware that people know that it is not truly offering candy. 1644 CSD-7918 begins to unwrap the candy and has a visible confusion as squishing sounds are heard from the wrapper as pressure is applied to it. Nonetheless, she eats the candy. 1645 RPC-077 begins smirking. Seconds later, CSD-7918 begins coughing and starts to clench her heart. 1646 CSD-7918 collapses, most likely due to cardiac arrest. RPC-077 begins looking around her body. 1651 After preparing for a few minutes, RPC-077 begins ripping open the skin of CSD-7918, pulling out her veins and some of her tendons. It does not faze it that this would take considerable energy and strength. 1729 RPC-077 has completed the digestion and decomposition of CSD-7918's body. End log. 2000 1731 Closing statement. RPC-077 has shown signs of being able to adapt to changing social conditions, as well as keeping composure if there is no resistance to the initial offer of candy. Further experimentation is to be completed. Dr. Experiment Log Green Bravo. Forward. Subject CSD-3391 have been ordered to enter the containment chamber of RPC-077 and refuse all the offers from it, period. If asked why he is doing this, he is to tell it that he is not hungry. Sex: male. Age: 20. Begin log. 2000 1141 1142 CSD-3391 has entered the containment chamber. 1142 RPC-077 smiles and gestures for CSD-3391 to walk towards it. 1143 CSD-3391 does not respond to RPC-077. 1144 RPC-077 begins chuckling and gestures for CSD-3391 to walk toward it once more. 1144 CSD-3391 ignores RPC-077 once again. 1145 RPC-077 begins vocalizing English. Do you hate Grandma? Surely you have room for dessert, right? 1146 CSD-3391 opens his mouth to say something. I'm not hungry. Please stop. 1146. RPC-077 begins walking towards CSD-3391. 1147. CSD-3391 begins to walk away from RPC-077, while keeping a direct line of sight on it. When cornered, he pleads, "Stop! Wait! Stop!" 1147. RPC-077 force feeds RPC-077-2, the CSD-3391. 1148. CSD-3391 begins coughing and clenching his heart, and appears to suffer from cardiac arrest seconds later. 1201. RPC-077 begins preparations to decompose CSD-3391. 1303. RPC-077 has completely decomposed the body of CSD-3391. End log. 2000. 1316. Closing statement. Interesting. We have not seen this type of reaction towards victims from RPC-077 until now. Perhaps we should ask for a research grant for further experimentation. RPC-077 seems to drop the whole grandma stick when its victim refuses the candy. Very interesting. Dr.